Good evening, boxing world, and welcome to another edition of Fantasy Bout Hour, the channel dedicated to bringing you fantasy matchups on a regular basis. If there's a particular matchup that you want me to cover, please leave it in the comment section, and I promise to honor your request. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell notification. The fight that I'll be bringing to you in this video comes by way of request, and it is coming from Aaron Willoughby. Aaron, I thank you for your request, and I thank you for participating in the channel. The fight that Aaron brought to my attention, this fight is actually scheduled to take place. Isn't that wonderful news? And the fight is Errol the Truth Spence versus Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao. Yeah, and I'm just excited and I'm just honored to give my prediction on this fight. I must be honest, there's a certain bias that I have towards Errol the Truth Spence. From the first moment that I saw this kid fight, I was excited, I was a fan, and I was sold. As far as I'm concerned, he lives up to his name, The Truth. So, and Errol Spence is definitely the truth. On the other hand, Manny Pacquiao is a legend. Multi-division champion, very quick, speedy fighter, has fought everyone, and has better names on his resume, and has more experience than my guy, Errol the Truth Spence. Now, of course, there's the age factor that we have to consider, but there are fighters that have defied Father Time, and to be honest, Manny Pacquiao is one of those fighters. He's in good company with guys like Bernard Hopkins, George Foreman, and Mayweather, of course, whom he's fought. So, but we do know that styles makes fights, okay? And the last time Pacquiao has fought a fellow southpaw was against David Diaz. And if I'm wrong, feel free to correct me in the comments, but I said that to say that Manny Pacquiao hasn't fought a fellow southpaw in years. So that's one advantage he doesn't have in this fight. Now, for some reason, a lot of people are comparing Manny Pacquiao to Shawn Porter. And what I mean by that is Shawn Porter was competitive against Errol Spence. Shawn Porter, it gave Errol Spence a fight. He gave Errol Spence trouble. So a lot of people were saying that just because Shawn Porter gave Errol Spence problems, that Manny Pacquiao is going to give Errol Spence problems. And here's the thing about that. Shawn Porter and Manny Pacquiao have two different styles and two different skill sets. Okay? Shawn Porter specializes at closing the distance, putting pressure on his opponents, and making it rough on the inside. As great as Manny Pacquiao is, that's not his skill set. Manny Pacquiao has trouble with an educated jab. He has trouble with a fighter who can time him with that jab to offset his speed, to offset his volume punching. And so, as we saw in the Mayweather fight, Pacquiao wasn't able to land as many shots or to get as many of his combinations off because Floyd Mayweather's timing, his jab, and just his ability to keep Manny Pacquiao on the outside and to keep him off balance. So that's a volume puncher's kryptonite. That jab and that timing. And if we just consider the fact that Errol Spence is younger, he's bigger, he's more awkward. Errol Spence just has all the advantages. Even if I wasn't an Errol Spence fan, it's clear to see that all the advantages goes towards him in this fight. And another thing that I have to point out, Errol Spence is not Keith Thurman. Thurman is not as awkward as Spence. Thurman's jab is not as good as Spence's. Thurman's timing is not as good as Spence's timing. So just two different fighters. And I can't say it enough. Styles makes fights. So Manny has his hands full in this fight. And honestly, I see Errol Spence Jr. retiring Manny Pacquiao, stopping him late. Because I don't see Pacquiao getting past Errol Spence's jab. So he's going to be off balance. He's going to spend the whole night just looking for openings. Just looking for an opportunity to advance. All the while, Errol Spence will be punishing him with his jab. He'll be peppering him with that jab. He'll be landing his power shots. And anytime Manny Pacquiao tries to advance, as Teddy Atlas says all the time, Errol Spence is going to charge him real estate. And so anytime Pacquiao tries to press him, he's going to get charged real estate by Errol Spence Jr. So I'm just going to say this. You all know deep down that this is Errol Spence's fight, that all the advantages goes to him. That's not to take anything away from Manny Pacquiao. That's not to take anything away from his accomplishments or his legacy. But come on, you know that this is Spence's fight. With that being said, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this, but I'm calling it a late knockout for Spence. And so let me know what you think, and I will see you on the next video.